The brother of one of the 9 South African soldiers killed in Democratic Republic of Congo shares his pain as the rebels there claim to have captured Goma. Too much time on his hands. Jacob Zuma takes on the SABC's usage of the term Government of National Unity. And thousands of Palestinians return to what little is left of their homes in northern Gaza. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Losing a loved one in someone else's war.
And he was a very kind gentleman, a very, loyal, peaceful, peace-loving person, a hard-working somebody. And he finished his training in 2018 after being recruited in January.
That's Molacheng Moagi, the brother of one of the 9 SANDF soldiers killed in Democratic Republic of Congo. Calvin Moagi was killed in running battles with the M23 rebels last week. His brother says Calvin's death came as a big shock to the family and that his brother was a very loving and loyal person. The DA is calling for an urgent parliamentary briefing on the crisis. Party spokesperson Chris Hutting says the SANDF issue in the DRC is a direct result of a political decision by President Cyril Ramaphosa.
The M23, backed by Rwanda, with very sophisticated equipment this time around, with SAM missiles and kind of stuff like that, electronic jamming equipment and so on. And we seem to have inadequacies in vital areas like air support.
The border between Rwanda and DRC near Goma remains closed. The closure comes hours after the M23 and Rwandan troops entered the eastern Congolese regional capital. Heavy artillery fire could be heard in the city centre, and thousands are fleeing the fighting. Traditional healers have gathered outside Protea Magistrates Court in support of popular Sangoma Makotso Gogo Maweni Mofokeng. Maweni is in court today for a bail application, citing her pregnancy as one of the reasons she should be granted bail, and that her children have been traumatized by the ordeal. The court has granted her bail of 5,000 rand, and her case has been postponed for disclosure. The state made new submissions regarding Maweni's other offences, which are believed to include murder.
Where in exceptional circumstances there is the likelihood that the release of the accused or the applicant will disturb the public order or undermine the public peace or security, there's also no evidence of such. Therefore, the court will grant the applicant today bail in the amount of 5,000 rand.
The rape trial of 2 men accused of sexually assaulting 19 women at a church in Site C, Khayelitsha, is underway, the Khayelitsha Regional Court. The state is accusing the pair of forcing their way into the Zion Church over Easter weekend in 2023, robbing congregants of their cell phones and forcing them to perform oral sex on them. The first witness is on the stand being cross-examined by the defense lawyers and reliving the horrific day.
The witness is one of the women who was allegedly sexually assaulted by the accused. She has told the court that it was around 4 o'clock in the morning when the 2 men barged into the church while there was a power outage. The pair, brandishing a knife and a gun, demanded the victim's cell phones, and once receiving the phones, they instructed the women to undress. Their witness says while undressing, one of the accused kept touching them on their private parts. She adds that after undressing, the accused forced them to perform oral sex and threatened to hurt them if they didn't comply. The trial continues. Ndutuzelo Nene, Eyewitness News, Khayelitsha Regional Court.
The lawyer representing former President Jacob Zuma has argued that a requirement for government of national unity is that parties representing 85% to 90% form part of the government. Advocate Dali Mpofu submits that 2 major parties representing approximately 25% of the electorate, the Umkhonto weSizwe Party and the EFF, were excluded as a precondition by the DA. Mpofu is representing the former head of state and the MK Party, who are challenging the SABC's use of the term before the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg.
The SABC is not allowed to give inaccurate information.
5 suspects have been arrested for damaging property at the Umhlatuzi local municipality in Richards Bay, northern KwaZulu-Natal, last week. EFF supporters and their provincial leaders broke a window and damaged a glass door at the municipality during a protest. The party wanted 3 of its 6 councillors to be removed and their seats to be declared vacant. This after the councillors disobeyed the party's instruction when they were recalled for failing to transport supporters to the EFF's rally in 2023.
Police in Richards Bay have arrested 5 suspects for public violence and malicious damage to property following a protest action at the Truce Municipality Civic Centre on 23 January 2025, in which doors and windows were damaged.
EWN understands that one of the provincial leaders is among the suspects. The South African Policing Union is shining the spotlight on police killings as today marks National Police Day.
It is a day where the police are really appreciated, and we really look back at the great work that they do, even in the midst of the challenges that they are faced with, and with some of them losing their lives, with some of them being attacked by criminals, but yet they keep making sure that they fulfill their constitutional mandate, which is to protect and to serve.
Thousands of displaced Palestinians have started making their way to northern Gaza after a breakthrough in negotiations between Hamas and Israel. Many are walking on a long stretch of road through a checkpoint towards Gaza City. Israel has been accused of preventing the crowds using the road to return to northern Gaza after saying Hamas violated a truce agreement by failing to release all the hostages. The ceasefire is a result of a deal between Hamas and Israel in the more than 15-month war that's devastated the Gaza Strip, paving the way for more hostage prisoner swaps. And that's all from us. We'll see you for more again tomorrow. Don't forget to download the EWN app.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.